What's up guys, Meredith with ExtremeTerrain.com, and today we are checking out the Bilstein B8 5100 series front shock for 0 to 2 inches of lift, fitting all 2016 through 2023 Toyota Tacomas. I do want to note that this will come with a single shock, and in order to get a set, you will need to purchase two, so just keep that in mind when adding this to your cart, but what you see on the table is what you get. Nonetheless, if you're in search of an affordable way to get some extra height for the front of your truck, fit a more aggressive tire in the wheel well, and achieve a better ride day to day, off-road, or both, this is going to be a great addition. Now this will be a great upgraded replacement to any worn down struts that you're currently dealing with if you need to upgrade, while also giving you options for what kind of performance that you want to achieve with your build, considering that these will have that adjustable height. Now the shock will feature multiple grooves and a snap ring here on the body to adjust your suspension to different heights, from 0 or stock height all the way up to 2 inches of lift in the front, with multiple settings in the middle. Now that will allow you to fit a more aggressive tire, comfortably nothing over 32 inches in size, and gain some additional ground clearance. If you are looking to mount up a 33-inch tire with this kit, it will require some trimming and minor modification to avoid any rubbing. Now, in addition to the height that you're getting here, the gas-charged shock will allow a more responsive ride with faster dampening performance, and this will have velocity-sensitive digressive valving, which sounds super technical, but what that essentially means is that this shock will adapt to whatever terrain that you're on, constantly keeping you comfortable. Now this will be durable with a 46mm alloy zinc plated shock body with a clear coat on top to prevent any rusting or corrosion. The shock will feature a chrome hardened 14mm alloy piston rod to be able to take some abuse and hold up well, especially paired with the gas charged construction that will greatly reduce any shock fade, which is that squishiness that forms in the shock from being worked too hard. This is not going to allow that to happen, and it will elongate the lifespan of the shock tenfold compared to the factory ones. This will also come with all of the bushings and hardware needed in the box for install, including a new shock collar, making the install fairly straightforward. When it comes to price, this is going to be right in the middle at about $200 for one, but just keep in mind, if you are getting the pair, it will be about double that. Now, when comparing this to other choices on the page, this will be very well built with a large shock body and shaft, as well as that adaptive and quick dampening. Now, other less expensive choices may not include the adjustability and may even just be for factory style replacements in comparison to this one, which will offer that increase in performance than stock and also provide you with that lift and lift height options, making it an easy way to get some added height in the front, and all around a great choice for your Tacoma. Now, install is going to be a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter. I would recommend a little bit of mechanical know-how before you jump into this install. If you do know what you're doing, it should take about an hour, but keep in mind that is going to be per side, so if you get another one to match, it's going to be about double at 2 hours. Now, at this point, we can head over to our shop and check out a detailed breakdown on how to get this onto your Tacoma at home and how to adjust it. So that is going to wrap it up for me. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
For this install, you need a 3/8 impact and 3/8 ratchet, a 19, 17, and 14mm socket, a pry bar, needle nose pliers, snap ring pliers, a hammer, a 17 and an 18 ratcheting wrench, a 19mm wrench, a 14mm ratcheting wrench, and a 7mm wrench. And also not shown on this would be a spring compressor tool. All right, today we'll be installing a front coilover on our Tacoma, so let's get started. All right, first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna disconnect our sway bar link from our knuckle. So right here we have a 17mm nut, we're gonna take that off. All right, and we're just gonna grab our pry bar. We're just gonna go right in the frame here under our sway bar, pry up a little bit so we can get our link out. All right, next we're gonna disconnect our mount for our sway bar. There's two 14mm bolts right here and right here. We're just gonna take them out. All right, so we're gonna grab our ratchet and 14mm socket and take out these two bolts. All right, we can pop our bracket off and then we just move our sway bar out of the way. All right, now we're gonna take our tie rod out of our knuckle. First thing we need to do is take our cotter pin out. All right, so we're gonna grab a pair of needle nose pliers, straighten it out, and pull it out. All right, then we grab our impact with our 19mm socket and take our nut off. All right, if it doesn't come loose, grab a hammer, tap on the knuckle right here, should break it free. All right, and while we're down here, we're gonna take our lower shock mount bolt out, the 19mm head with the 19mm nut. Just grab the nut and the washer off the back, then you can grab your pry bar, go up under the control arm, lift up, so you can get the bolt out. All right, now we're gonna come to the top of our strut and take our 3 strut mount bolts out. They are 14mm nuts. So we're gonna grab our 14mm ratcheting wrench. All right, once you have all 3 of those off, we can remove our strut. All right, now we're gonna remove our front strut. What we're gonna do is we're gonna lift it up to the top mount, pull our bottom mount out first, and then it'll slide in between the axle and the sway bar. All right, now you should repeat the same thing on the other side. All right, to get the new shock ready, we just need to do a couple things. What we're gonna do is we're gonna raise our ride height up all the way. Right now it's set at the lowest setting, and put our spring perch on, and then one of our washers. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab a pair of snap ring pliers. We're just gonna move this ring here all the way up to the top groove. All right, just make sure that's seated all the way in the groove. Take our boot off, put our spring perch on. We'll go down on facing down like that. Put our boot back over, and then our smaller of the 2 washers. All right, now we're gonna head over to the spring compressor so we can swap over our top mount and our spring to our new strut. All right, now that we're at the spring compressor, what we're gonna do is we're gonna compress our spring and our top mount to relieve tension. We're gonna take our top nut off with a 17mm ratcheting wrench. And if you need to, hold the top of the strut with a 7mm Allen wrench. All right, now we can put our new strut into place. Put our rubber bushing, our bigger washer, and our nut. All right, now we're gonna grab an 18mm ratcheting wrench, the same 7mm Allen to hold it, and tighten our nut down. All right, now we're just gonna release tension on our spring. Just make sure that that bottom mount is gonna be lined up with the end of our spring. All right, now we can put our new strut in just the same way that we took it out. It's just gonna slide in between the sway bar and the axle and slide up into place. All right, it might be a little tough to get around the control arm since the spring is in a different location now. It just gets a little stuck. So just get a pry bar and just slide the control arm over the spring, and then it'll go into place. All right, we're gonna reinstall our 3 14mm nuts that we took off of the top strut mount. grab our ratcheting wrench and tighten them down. All right, we're gonna put our lower strut mount bolt in. Just gonna get a pry bar on our lower control arm, just lift up a little bit so we can line everything up. And we can put our washer and our nut on our backside. And grab our impact with our 19mm socket and a 19mm wrench and tighten that down. All right, now we can reinstall our bracket for our sway bar. Slide that over to bushing and get our two 14mm bolts started. All right, and grab your ratchet, 14mm socket, tighten them down. All right, we're gonna put our sway bar link back into our knuckle, put our nut back on, grab our impact and a 17mm socket, tighten that down. All right, we're gonna put our tie rod back into our knuckle, put our castle nut back on, grab our impact and our 19mm socket, tighten that down. Line up the slot so you can put a cotter pin in. And grab your needle nose pliers and bend it. All right, now you just repeat that same thing on the other side. All right, and that wraps up our install of our Bilstein B8 5100 series front shocks for a 0 to 2 inch lift for a 2016 to 2023 Tacoma. And remember, for everything Tacoma, keep it right here at extremeterrain.com.